Hello viewers, I just thought today I'd take the bike out. It's had its first service and I'd just give you my rough ideas about the bike and what it feels like, given the fact that I've done the first 1,000 kilometers and had a fresh oil change. So the NC, the most impressive thing that I've found so far is the fuel economy. It's much better than the previous model. I'm on this mountain road at the moment, riding along the ridge line, and I'm getting 34.3 kilometers to a litre. So it's pretty sensational. My other bike would be around 27 around this road. I've ridden it on the other NC, the older model, many times, and this is straight away the biggest difference that I've noticed on this new model. The other thing that I like about this bike is that the gearbox itself. I mentioned earlier in my initial impressions video about the smoothness of this DCT, but I can't really explain. You'd really have to own the previous model bike to understand the difference, but it's definitely much smoother and much quieter as well. Yesterday I went up to a large mountain area and there were a lot of switchbacks and very hairpin type bends. And the bike itself, the gearbox, was sensational around those corners. It would go from third to second seamlessly, and then I could accelerate slowly out of the corner in second and come up to third again, get to fourth, and then as I'd reach the next hairpin, down to third, down to second gear itself, and all the time I didn't have to worry about what gear to choose myself if it was a normal clutch bike. It was actually quite a nice feeling on this bike to go riding yesterday in that road. Just looking at the mileage gauge now, the consumption rate, it's still 34.8. Yesterday on that mountain road I had it up to 37.2, which I've never seen before on that type of bike, especially a 750. Very surprised. A lot of my friends have the V-Strom, Suzuki V-Stroms, and they're not even nowhere near approaching that. So the bike itself, service-wise, I put in 3.4 litres of oil. It requires 2 filters, which you can just buy online. There's a small one for the DCT and a larger normal type oil filter. And the whole process took me about 30 minutes from start to finish. So everything's very easily accessed. The DCT filter's on the side of the bike. Just talking about the brakes, it does have the dual disc rotors. I personally haven't found a huge difference between the early model and this model. I know people have mentioned, it's got really good braking power. Well, it does. It has very good braking power, but I think the old NC is still quite good. Mind you, I haven't done any emergency braking on this bike. But to be honest, I think it sort of balances out. The rotors on each side balance the weight out on the front wheel, especially with the weight of the caliper as well. So in that respect, I think it's much better balanced at the front end with the 2 rotors. But braking power is essentially about the same, I feel. So as you can see, I've chosen this road specifically because it is the best type of road to test the bike out on, the DCT. It's got straights, it's got narrow bends, it's a narrow road, so it's always up changing and down changing, and this type of road is perfect for the DCT. So after 1,000 kilometres in my first service, my impression of the bike is that it's a very well made bike. The engineers have done a great job on the motor. They've worked on performance versus the fuel economy, which I think they've done a fantastic job on. And also the design of the DCT gearbox that the engineers worked on as well. They did a fantastic job on this. The remapping was absolutely perfect. For the money, it's the best value bike in the 750, I think, that you can buy, especially for lifestyle touring. And it's very comfortable. The seat's very comfortable. Ride height's good. Uh, the only thing that I've actually put on is this higher screen, and it's just to stop the wind buffeting. But other than that, it's brilliant. So if you're thinking about getting one, don't wait any longer. Just get out and get one. Now I live here in Japan, and I still had to wait 5 months to get my bike. The worldwide demand on these are incredible at the moment. The factory is working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at the moment to try to keep up with orders. So this is how popular this particular model bike is. And also I think as well, it was a misunderstood bike in the past years because people always thought it was like an automatic scooter with a CVT gearbox, but it's nothing like that at all. It's exactly like an up-down quick shifter that you get on a large CC bike. And you can in fact put it into manual mode and you can use it as an up-down quick shifter. On the handlebar is a positive and negative lever at the front and back, and you can just up change and down change as you like. So it's exactly a quick shifter. So the only time on those bikes that you're using your quick shifter, you're using the clutch, is stopping at a set of lights or starting from a set of lights. The rest you don't use your clutch. Well, this is exactly like this bike. You can just use it in manual mode, except the only difference is when you stop and start, you don't need the clutch. So there's no difference really. I think people have finally got it, that it's not like a scooter, that it is an actual motorcycle, and the dual clutch transmission is more like the Ferrari, Lamborghini and Porsche cars with their dual clutch transmissions that you buy. So yeah, go for a test ride if you're thinking about getting one. There is a manual mode, there is a one with a clutch, but you wouldn't buy it. You'd buy another type of 750 if you were going to go for a clutch bike. The only reason why you'd get one of these NCs is to actually buy the NC, is to buy the DCT version, otherwise you're just wasting your money. As you can see, it's a beautiful day today. It's great for a ride. Well, thanks very much, viewers, for watching today. I really appreciate it. If you've got any comments at all about the bike, I have ridden the previous model. I've owned one for 3 years, and now the new model, so I can actually help you if you've got any questions or something that you want me to clarify. I'm only too happy to answer any of your questions. So thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you again next time. Bye for now.